How can you figure out how much life insurance to buy? Over the years, lots of clients have asked me this question. Oftentimes, consumers get so overwhelmed with this they fail to get coverage at all. Truth is, there's no perfect way to calculate your life insurance needs. This is because you do not know when or if you're going to die prematurely. You could live a rich, long life into your 90s or die in a car crash tomorrow. As an easy rule of thumb, you can buy 7 to 10 times your annual gross income. Although a needs analysis is the better way to go, and I'll give you a couple tips on how to use one. When you do what's called a life insurance needs analysis, it's best to factor in your current situation. You can always update this as time goes on. In fact, many experts recommend this. A life insurance calculator like the one referenced in this email will go over the following: funeral expenses, outstanding debts, college funding for children, income replacement, your current assets, including existing life insurance, surviving spouse's income, your household tax rate, inflation, and investment yield. These are pretty standard areas for a life insurance needs calculation. There's lots of calculators out there on the internet, and the truth is none of them return the same result. However, they're usually pretty close together. My suggestion is not to get too bogged down looking for the perfect number. Here are a few tips to be sure that you get a result not only that can protect your family, but one that you'll be less skeptical about. Number 1, think really hard about the income question. Don't undercut or overestimate how much of your annual income your survivors will need if you die. Also, be sure to enter the right amount of years that they will need it. It can take your family some time to get back on their feet. Most importantly, don't forget that stay-at-home parents contribute financially to their household. Salary.com estimates the base salary for a stay-at-home parent to be about $39,000 a year. Use this as a baseline when calculating how much life insurance is needed if they were to die prematurely. Number 2, keep in mind that college expenses historically have increased about 5% a year. It's optional. If you want to omit these calculations, you can. Number 3, assets will reduce the need for life insurance coverage as they are deducted from your needs. Do your best to estimate their total and put them into the calculation. Number 4, if your surviving spouse will go back to work if you died, then put in a realistic salary expectation. It may take some time to get back to normal, and they may need a change of pace. Also consider if your spouse has been at home, it can be hard to find a stable career, and they will likely not get the salary they deserve. Number 5, you can factor in survivor Social Security benefits if you choose. Simply reduce the amount of income replacement needed. For example, if you make $50,000 a year but know your Social Security benefits would be around $12,000 a year, then only put in $38,000 under the income replacement. This is a rough example. You need to check your annual Social Security statement to get the right number. Keep in mind that many people debate the stability of the Social Security system. Number 6, the inflation and investment yield percentages address the fact that the cost of living goes up and that beneficiaries who receive life insurance benefits typically invest them for a greater return. Essentially, the investment gains can counteract the rising cost of living. I would put at least 3% for inflation and put a conservative amount as 6% for your investment yield. That being said, if you know your beneficiary will not invest your life insurance proceeds, the investment yield should be 0. After completing this calculator, you'll receive a number of how much life insurance you're missing. Feel free to try a few different scenarios and keep track of the results. You don't necessarily need to purchase this amount, but it's really good to have a reference point of what your family might need if you were to pass away prematurely. Make a note of this and share it with your agent so they can be sure to help factor this into your proposals. If you need help doing these calculations, just let me know and we can walk through them together. Stay tuned for the next video. We'll be talking about who you're protecting with your life insurance benefit and how to keep perspective.